What's happening? What's up? What's happening? What's up? What's up? Peace up. 8 times down. What it is. Joseph R. Wheeler III, the artist, the founder, the president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Welcome back to another live, people. My ONYXCON nation, my monetization nation. Those are the people who really matter, the folks who have subscribed. If you ain't subscribed, you need to do so. That's the only way you can get in the chat. When I'm live, I don't do a whole lot of chatting because people are just not mature enough to do that properly. And we have this thing called troll block. Yeah, you should try it if you're a YouTuber. It's this thing that you can go into the part where it has the listing of participant mode, and it gives you the option of the amount of minutes someone has to be a subscriber before they can say one word. And even then, that don't always block them, but it mostly blocks them. They don't have the patience to sit around for their goofiness. So what's up to my real ones? That's all that matter anyway. Like I say, we in here, y'all. Man, it's cold out here today. All right, Metro ATL and got back cold. If you remember a few lives ago, if you really follow me, if you really support, if you're one of my monetization nation, then you know how it was just literally this same time last week. I was talking about folk wearing shorts, flip-flops. I mean, literally, people was walking around doing the most, as they do every year. It happens every year, but every year it gets weirder with how it happens and the variations of the extremes. Because it is now, okay, in my car it says 48 degrees, but the thing is, you know how you look at the thing and it said a real feel? I wish they would do that in the car, because the real feel is automatic. It don't matter what it say there. The real feel is 40, okay? You can just take that 8 right on off, okay? That's what my phone said on the weather thing. It said, real feel, it's 40 degrees outside. Misting too, misting rain. You know, it's misty rain. It's cold. It ain't cold, but it's cold. You know what I'm saying? It's noticeable. And I was about to go out and I had on my same fit, which you got me to see me wearing. You know what I'm saying? For my ONYXCON style check on my peoples and everything. I had this whole. Once I checked the temperature, I said, okay, I'm gonna put on the leather today. It's time to put on the butter level. It's trying to put on the butter levels and whatnot, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Gotta do that like that for my New York type style, you know what I mean? And then I was like, okay, let me put on my my scarf, my traditional scarf. I love this thing. I need like 10 of these in every color. Absolutely, it's the softest, warmest, best scarf you will ever have, I'm telling you. These are not just stylish, they are practical and tactical and wonderful, and love them. Anyway, put on one of my favorite flannels here, okay? I got my chain still up in there, but I love this because it's got these right here, and I can put my chain in there, and it makes it sit just like that. Button it in, and it just stay right there, you know what I'm saying? Just right there, the way it need to be right there like that. This one even got a button at the back of the collar. I forgot about that when I was putting it on. I said, oh, snap. So the chain ain't coming out. It's going to stay in place. It ain't going to be slipping out the back, making the look tacky. It's going to stay right there where it need to be and come in like a tie. Just bam. Because the plane, we go in places. ONYXCON. We vlog. We go all over the world. It's universal. You feel me? And then I was going to wear my Eagles hat again today. My Eagles fitted cap. I only got one, but I'll be adding more to the collection. Definitely. You know, I want it more anyway, whether they won the Super Bowl or not, but I definitely got to get me some more Eagles joints now. But I had on my green Eagles joint that it's like, you know, sometimes with green, you got to be careful with the colors. You can mix and match different hues, but you have to make sure they're within a certain range where it don't make you look at it and want to puke. You know what I mean? It's a real funny thing with green. Green is one of them colors. You got to really be careful about what greens go with what greens. So anyway, you see this, you see the green in this, and you see how that's blending in real cool with this. You still got blue in there, you got white, and the way the patterns overlap and everything. This is like I would call, I don't know if I would call that sap green, or it's in the sap green family, but it's really almost, I don't know what to call it, but it's a green, all right? And then I had the, it's kind of like a minty, dulled green Philly cap. If you don't know which one I'm talking about, go back to yesterday's live. You'll see me wearing it. It's pretty standard, you know, because they got a lot of different colors. I mean, there's the true color of the new modern Eagles jersey. Then there's the bright green from the old school Eagles jersey. And then there's like 200,000 other variations, just depending on what company worked out a deal with the NFL and did spinoffs because every time you see it, it'd be a different green almost, but mostly it stays between those two greens. That show enough bright green, and then that's the old school, and then this new, more it's like it's really, I don't even know what you would call that green, quite frankly. I used to think it was like a dark turquoise, but the more I've seen it on videos and other lives, and then, you know, everybody's phone and stuff makes it look different. I still need to see it in person. Like, if you saw an actual jersey that they wear on the field, whatever that is to your eyes is what it really is. But yeah, I was about to put on my Eagles joint that still went with this. Well, I went out here, the back of my head kissed that cold air. I said, even with the fitted, because all I rock is fitteds. If you know my channel, you know my talk about fitted caps, my obsession with fitted caps. I was like, it's a skull cap day. It's a Colorado day. Shout out to them Buffs, go Buffs. Dion and the whole squad. You know what I mean? Because this right here, this is one of my warmest skull caps. Yes, I said skull cap. If you're in LA, it's a beanie. Other places, beanie, but ATL, skull cap, sorry. That's skull cap. So no, I was like, it's a skull cap day right here. I need some extra warmth on my head, eh? I ain't freshened up the baldy in a couple of days, so I got a little stubble, but it's still a baldy, so I gotta keep that thing nice and warm. So anyway, what's up with y'all? How y'all doing? What's good? What's good? Let's talk about everything that everybody else is talking about still. Fly, Eagles, fly. I swear that's gotta be the #1 topic, along with the Super Bowl and Kendrick. Like, you could pretty much say Kendrick Lamar and the Eagles, and that's #1 for all things social media right now. Like, I'm seeing any and everybody getting in on the hype. And it's pretty funny to watch it all play out, because you know some of these people were not necessarily Eagle fans, or not necessarily for the Chiefs. Well, they could have been for the Chiefs, and then all of a sudden they all, you know, diehard Eagle fans, because they like, oh, that's where the party at. Oh, that's where the eyeballs at. That's where the clout is at. Let me get them likes if I say that, if I do that, if I act like I like that. Oh my gosh. And I already talked about the misbehavior on the extreme side. There's just a normal fandom in Philly. People ought to be celebrating. I appreciate seeing it. I love to see the good video where everybody just having a good time. Ain't nobody trying to kill nobody or kill their city. And then you see the other ones where it's complete freaking anarchic mayhem. Like, I thought I'd seen all the worst of them, like I was talking about yesterday. If you want to hear my real, I ain't gonna go too deep into it again. I've already expressed how I don't agree with all that tearing up your city BS. I think that's just the dumbest mess ever. And I've already spoken on the fact that if you look at the videos, camera ain't gonna lie, it's live. It's when it's happening in action. Yes, there are sprinkles of blacks and Latinos, but most of the folk tearing stuff up, trying to fight the cops. Yeah, that's the newest stuff I saw. These crazy, like, college-age white boys, like, losing their freaking mind. I'm like, and it's so disgusting too. For, like, I know other folk who ain't on that at all. You know what I'm saying? All my white, black, Latin, Asian, whoever peoples up in Philly, I know plenty of people. They ain't on none of that garbage. They not about that life. They would not do that to their city. But then there's these other folk. I'm like, what's wrong with these people? Like, are they really on? They own more than one. They own the whole damn case of pills. Like, the hell they popping, acting like this, man? I saw one video. They had blocked off a four-way. And this is a thing in a lot of cities. And in some places, it's just like in LA, let me finish what I'm saying. They were doing drifting. They were spinning around doing donuts in the middle of the intersection. This has become a universal city trend. I mean, it happens in Atlanta in some places, usually late at night, and you don't even know what's going on unless you get on internet and you see something that somebody filmed. And then, you know, typically if it starts blocking traffic for too long, cops come, things get shut down, folk get locked the hell up. That's the part they don't show you. They make it seem like, oh, we just having a good time. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Cuffs. They don't show you all that. They don't show you that other part. They don't show you folk getting taken away in the paddy wagon. But anyway, I have seen plenty of video out of LA where there's a particular intersection in the hoods where it's just an understanding, like, we're gonna do this. And they call it Sunday Fun Day. And for LA being what it is, I like that it's like semi-organized in its own way. It's weird, but it's like they can do it as long as, like, everybody who's involved knows the law and everything, or tries to know enough to stay out of trouble. So when they start doing this stuff, they get the hell out of the way. When they get any notion that the police are coming through, they don't challenge the authority and all that, and risk getting locked up and messed up and feed and fined, and the car get impounded, and you riding around in these tens of thousands on top of whatever it cost you when you first bought it and then fixed it up. Beautiful lowriders and all kind of other exotic cars and everything. I mean, like, most folks got the Lolos, they say G body for the win, all the Buicks and GNX and all them type of cars. You see them, and the Monte Carlos and the Chevelles and Bel Airs, all that. That's that style. That's that culture. Of course, Impalas for days. Every type of 60s, 50s lowrider, even all the way back to the 40s sometimes. Rarely do you see the 40s. That's more so in my experience of studying that culture. A thing that, it's not to say blacks don't have those cars at all, but most of the black lowriders that are doing their thing in car clubs that are mostly black, they kind of seem to start in the, I'd say, 50s and go up. But the Latinos, the Mexicanos, man, they be having them 40s on up. Like everything else too, but from the 40s, they start with a lot of what's popular and keeping those cars restored and renewed, and sometimes customized with new stuff on the old, what it was, but add in new stuff, which I like that. I like when you add in, like, you got an oldie, but you, like, the whole dash is modern with the new lighting. And, like, the structure of the dash may still be old school, but the stuff that's in it, the computer screens and all that, is like new stuff and beautiful. That's amazing. I love to see that. That's just fascinating. So, you know, you got some people who are doing it and doing it within reason, and you can see when the cops pass through, they expect them to do it. They pretty much don't trip as long as they clear out the way when it's time for the traffic to keep moving. Or, like, if it's just nothing but car clubs in the intersection, they just wilding out. But even with that, they know there's rules to it. Like, yo, do whatever you gotta do not to bump into nobody. Stop trying to be so, it's all about you, and then you speed off real fast, which I can see how that easily happens. Somebody scrape somebody's car or hit somebody, tap somebody. I've seen everything from people's lowriders, the damn malfunction of their hydraulics and system go out on them, and they have to get pushed off the road to the side. Somebody's batteries go out on them, they get pushed off to the side. Somebody's stuff starts smoking under the hood, they can't figure out why they push it off to the side. But there is this whole understanding, like, we looking out for each other so they don't get in trouble with, you know, a stalled car at such and such intersection. Because in LA, you know, they notorious for having they call it the ghetto bird, the helicopter, gonna be circling the block 24/7, checking to make sure everything what it need to be. So unless they at a crime scene nearby, they're gonna go over something like that and make sure it's orderly. So everybody knows that. So they know they under surveillance. Plus you got the damn street cameras on every corner. The little cameras be on all the light posts and everything. So it's kind of like this understanding. Look, man, they giving us a chance with all of the nonsense that can happen in the hood to do this and do this within some form of structure. Like, we can govern ourselves as long as we stick within a certain timeline of everything we do to be showing out. Like, you only got but so long to do it. Get your little pass by. Everybody's filming you because everybody putting this stuff on YouTube so they can get that money, which I love. That this is why I know so much about it. I've been watching this stuff for almost for years technically, but recently, like, repetitively, I've been watching footage of Sunday Fun Day since last year when I was in LA and found out about it and missed it and didn't know I had missed it. Because I mean, I knew they have these kind of, you know, meetups and stuff, and they don't just happen in one place. There's multiple places it'll happen. But it's like you can almost count it on one hand, the main ones, the number one ones, the ones everybody wants to be at and show out at and everything. So it's one particular one, the brother's channel who I watch the most, SS Barenci. Check him out. Shoot, put it in the comments. Say, man, I heard about you on ONYXCON, man. He be shouting you out, giving you love. And I let him know. I wrote in his comments one time, hey, man, I really like your content, bro. Because he's one of the most professional of all of them. I mean, they all some wild cats be cussing and acting silly in the videos and everything. It is what it is. But sometimes I'll cut it on mute just to look at the cars and stuff, man. I mean, I like sometimes, he got to watch the copyright like we all do, so he'll cut the music out sometimes because everybody bumping their, music and stuff in their rides. And if it's loud enough in the car, it's like, it sounds like a concert, you're going to get flagged. So he know that, so he'll put over, he'll put his own music over certain parts of it, or he'll chop it up like we all do when we edit to make sure that the music don't affect your copyright, because I know that feeling. As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk to y'all about that in a minute, something that I went through. I tell you. But yeah, and we're not even monetized. We so close. We're gonna get there too. We're gonna get there thanks to you, because you just did that, right? You just hit that like button, didn't you? Thank you. You just hit that subscribe button because you've been forgetting, but you've been watching me for like 2 weeks. Yeah, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you. Thank you. But yeah, when I tell y'all, there's a way to do this stuff, but like, this is a huge time in Philly. Of course, they're in full force with the police to keep everything orderly. The country's in turmoil. It's very tense. There's all this political breakup and everything going on. It's a mess. It's a mess. So it would behoove you, okay, to abide by the laws that make sense to keep in order and not get caught up in no nonsense. And even the ones that don't make sense to you, just don't put yourself at risk. Like, so what, did you think you ought to be able to walk down the street and climb up a light post and yell at the top, yell Eagles, yell E-A-G-L. Let me make sure I'm spelling it right, because folks been messing that up. E-A-G-L-E-S. That was it, right? That was it. Because I done heard people spelling this from the mayor, which was so embarrassing. I heard about her then. I said, you gotta be kidding me. Don't do that. Damn. To that dude who was on live TV in New Orleans, and they put him on before the pregame special stuff talking, and that brother said E-A-G-L. No, he didn't say the L-E-S. He said G, and he said E-L-S. Eagles. I said, God dog it. Man, they got that on camera, what you saying. And the dude, and then, I forget the announcer, the black dude who used to be a football player. He's like, they got you on live TV messing up. We got to check these Eagles fans for spelling. I said, damn, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, people. Like, seriously, God dang. And I know y'all gonna just say, blame it on the alcohol, blame it on the I know that's what you're gonna say, but no. If you so drunk you can't spell, you got a problem. It's time to put the drink down. It's time to put the damn drink down. If you so drunk you can't spell Eagles, and that's all y'all do is yell out the damn letters. Come on, people. Shout out to my Philly fam. Shout out to my Philly fam. I might be up there in Springs, for real though. I might be going back for the first time in years, so I'm looking forward to the good energy of it all, you know what I mean? And yeah. Help us raise some funds for that too. If you're an Eagles fan and you want to see that footage, I could be going in the next few months. I'll just put it like that. I'm working on some things, and it would be a fun vlog. And if you're a real Philly fan, if you're a real Eagles fan, and you love anybody who yelling Eagles, E-A-G-L-E-S. That's how they need to start doing it. Take a pause right there at the G and be like, then continue. Make sure you're getting it right. Please, just before you continue. And with that point, I'm not sponsoring that. Like I say, we for the cultures, wherever they may intersect is where we at. Intersect for the best at that, not just because they intersect. Because we intersect sometimes, that don't mean we get along when we intersect. We run into each other and be like, I ain't with that mess you talking about. Not today. I thought you was cool yesterday, but now you talking this BS. You know. So wherever we intersect and it's mutual and it's respectful and it's progressive and for the cultures, because it's still separate. Like, we all there, we all partying, but it don't mean everybody on the same page on everything. We got this one thing. Hey, we all fans. It's like you use this thing of celebrating a fan as a fan. Everybody's celebrating the Eagles. Like, I'm not from Philly. So if football season started again tomorrow, hey, at the beginning of the season, I'm yelling Falcons by default for my city. That's it. That's really all it is. I don't even care. I do care, but I don't care as much about if they win or lose. Because at the end of the day, it's just symbolisms of where I'm from and things that hold nostalgia to my childhood and all of that. And that's the reason why a lot of us love these teams the way we love them. You know what I'm saying? You grow up in a house where everybody's saying something and loving it, and you see your parents and uncles and aunts and cousins, and you say, oh, okay, that's us. That's what we doing. Okay. And even with that, like, you still got a choice. You know, there's some stuff I never thought looked cool that even though it was ours, so to speak, I'm like, they could do that over. They could make that jersey look better. This team sucks this year. Why are we still cheering? Like, like, we can root for them, but like, let's be realistic. They're not going to the Super Bowl. Like, you can be honest about the whole thing and work towards the day where, yeah, they will get back. The Falcons will go back to the Super Bowl eventually. It's only a matter of when the team gets enough legendary talent fresh out of college in the draft and proper coaching and proper unification of the team. You got to come together as a unit, and you got to be one. And I saw something very freaking disturbing just the other night. This is a perfect segue. I'm loving myself how I'm doing this right now because I'm thinking about it as I go, as I do. And this dude, I don't remember his name as I'm saying this. I almost don't want to give him no credit because he was such an ass in this interview that I was like, oh wow. I was disgusted to know that he was a Falcon at one time. He's no longer playing. He's retired. He played, if I looked him up, I think it said 17 years he had played for the Falcons. And then he's no longer with them or whatever, because, of course, like I said, he retired. I think his name is Roddy something. Black dude with locks, brown skin, super cocky. And he was telling a story on this interview.